understanding, sorry, this is painting a little bit, your network quadrants. Now, if you look at what we have here, we have the quadrant one, we have dollar, which is the currency sign. Are we together?
Yes.
Then we have the health, we have the voices, and we have what? The skill sets. Now let's analyze it a little bit now. Now I think let me to whether this thing. Okay, cool. Once it is, can we see this on the screen? Okay. All right. Now these three are needed. The first sign you are seeing there is actually a byproduct of the three put together. Health is wealth. I think it's still true till now. Are we together?
Yes.
You can't, there's not, once you have even headache that is knocking your head, that's conking your head, kind of, you won't even think correctly. You won't even remember the place of money. So we need to understand that health is wealth. Wealth, yes. Voices is equal to what? Influence. See, that's one of the things I teach in this place. That we now live in a new world called the metaverse. In this metaverse, it's not the things that produce wealth in the industrial age, in the agrarian age, that produce wealth right now. So when you are not learning acquiring skills, which is the fourth one there, in the metaverse, you are probably going to be poor for a long time. Because you are not increasing the skills that will produce the wealth of the age. In the agrarian age, if you were trying to bring an aeroplane to them, you would have been wasting your time because there was not even airport to even land. Are we together now? So, in every dispensation, there is what sells. There is what brings wealth, there is what you must do. And if you neglect those things and think, oh no, I'm too old, I don't understand all of those things, I need to stay with what we were taught. Because you went to school in the 70s and in the 80s, internet was not even born at that time. And if you are not acquainted with the times and seasons, like the sons of Issachar, who have understanding of times and seasons, then you won't be so backward in the things we're talking about. Now, I've also said visibility is more important than money. And I've said in this, I'm saying now on this training, visibility is equal to what? Money. Can we echo that together? I want to go. Visibility is equal to what? Money. That is it right now. You are not visible because in the metaverse, all you need to make money is to work what? To be visible. How do you become visible? Through voices. You run videos. I was telling us, because after this Sapphire Diamond Summit this weekend, I'm going to do aggressive video shooting. To do a lot, we'll do one-on-one, people will come, do a lot with us and all of that. Just to, because we cannot have an amazing program like this and person will be making noise and you are not making noise about it. If you don't make a noise about your business, how do people get to know what you do? And I was sharing also with my leader in Benin, and he told me a particular man actually came, and they told the man 2 years ago that we're going to die off. You know, people were talking negative of us. We didn't even know these people. That don't mind them. They are just, they pursue them from, that project. That's why they give them 1 year to be off. So the man is a pastor, so he decided to stay in both groups. This is our group, other groups, and that's the Benin group now. Those other ones that predicted that we're going to be off in 1 year, they become totally dormant. Those groups that said they were the originality, they become dormant, and these are ones that were predicted to die in 1 year, was still active 2 years after. So the man decided to attend their seminar in Benin and open up, and was even angry with them. They were not shouting about the business enough. And my leader was telling me this because I was telling the new thing I'm going to be doing. I'm going to make my voices more loud, much loud. My voice is going to become louder. People are going to know about this business because we cannot have the original something and be quiet about it. Now, voice is equal to what? Influence. Once a voice becomes so loud, like you see almost every average young guy that you have today is running kids, and they're making crazy money. They're buying good cars, they're building houses. What are they really doing? Their influence, their voices is being heard, their influence is enlarging, and it's making their visibility much obvious, and it's putting money what? Into their pocket. It's the same thing with you. When you don't understand this, you will think, no. If you be writing and it seems that it's not working the way you want, then add videos for it. Become the edge. Alright? Now, last week we had this place feed open people. Today we're having just one side of it. Are we going to stop? You know Thursday next week we'll still be here. And we're still going to pay for this place. What are we doing? Visibility. Alright, so you need to do it in your business. So big voices, skill, health, all of these things is actually what result to this. But if you don't understand how they work, you just focus on this and not know what to do to produce this. You are waiting for this thing to be in your pocket because your voice becomes stronger. No, 1,000 times no. Let your voice become stronger. That's what will bring the influence. From the influence, then the money starts coming. And how will your voice become stronger? They become more skillful in what you are talking about. Get to know your business very well. Ask questions. There's something you don't know. Probably that's why your tongue is not very strong when you talk. And I also told my leader that, do you know I talk to people in a matter of 2, 3, 4 minutes, 3 minutes these days, and I get them convinced about the business that we do. You know what? I said because I've increased in my skill of communication. Ability to communicate this business. When I released my slide, you need to see what's totally different from the slide that you watch on webinar, even from our Oyinbo regional directors. We see that is part of the skill. You're able to break it down the way you think it will be better for your people to understand and run with that. Alright, and of course, we talk about health, very, very important. The ultimate is still wealth. Now, have you ever sat close to a multi-millionaire or a good businessman and his phone seems to be ringing non-stop? And he's talking to you, he's always trying to pause the phone because calls are what? Rushing in. How come nobody calls you from morning till evening? So, in this metaverse, calls equals to what? Money. Understand this thing works so? And nobody there will call me. They can't call you, are broke. They don't call broke people. You know some of these things they get you are not, but that's how it is. You are the only one calling. Yes, you are the only one calling because you are broke. When you are truly doing well and loaded, you will be tired of calls. You won't even want to pick calls. In fact, you have one phone for business calls and keep it one place. And have another phone for those who are disturbing you for help. You see that? So the calls you receive on a daily basis determines the money that will flow into your pocket. Understand this principle. It's not to talk you down, talk anybody down. No. There were times I had phone, nobody will call from 1 to the 3. You are the one that will still remember somebody, auntie, one uncle, one friend to call. Nobody disturbs the poor man. The Bible says that he uses words to portray even his families and try to explain himself why he's a good man. He just only there's nothing in his pocket. Haven't you noticed that? Poor man is always explaining himself. You're always explaining yourself to people. Why this, why that, why this, why like that. No, rich person is even too busy. The cost come is even enough to be having a free time with you anyhow. So cost what? Equals money. So if you are not getting enough cost, what do you do? Also make sure you are prospecting enough. Remember what everyone told us? For you to have 20 persons in your team in a month, you need to do average what? 100 what? Webinars. Of course, webinars or 100 what? Prospecting. So when you leave this place, how many people do you talk about the business you are into? And you want them to be part of it. You are not part of the business. You don't even talk to anybody for a whole week. And you want to have a... Don't you get surprised that I still invite people one-on-one, even though with the level I'm also in this business. One-on-one with it. Alright? from the people I invited, that the new people are here now, that's still directly or indirectly from my invites. All right, we'll be working on this one. It's finally here. That one, I'm on the way also there for 2 years. I've not seen it, but it's finally here. The person that brought my dad, that's still my indirect invite. So you see, what I'm teaching you, I'm not teaching you. When I teach you, I try to practice it, so that don't become a preacher here yourself. So please, very important. If you are not getting enough calls, it means you are not making enough calls in prospecting, or you are not built enough community that will see you as a leader. The people I invited, I'm still expecting one or two who's coming for the first time here to let you know how I make my calls, how I do my invites. So when the result comes, you don't really get surprised. Are we together? You don't get surprised. So make calls equals to what? Money. Very important. Now let's look at another quadrant. So just to let you know, I did a lot of work this morning. When did Ambassador do this one? Yes. All right. It's a master class. So this is not a conference, so we break it down to understand so that you know when to start. Now your money, quadrants. This is first time some of you are getting this. So if you want to do this, you can just do it. Number one, savings. And I said savings is a startup leverage. If you can't save, there is the probability that you might not be wealthy is there. All right? If you can't save, you might not be wealthy. A nation that does not save will always borrow. The first two that the former governor of Anambra did, Peter Obi, when he got to power, was to make sure as a state they were saving. Now, to you, the money is too small. It's not enough for savings. The Bible says that only a fool spends everything that he earns. So, where is the excuse? You think all of us earn the kind of money we want to be earning? you think I'm earning the kind of money I want to be earning? Far from it. If you give me 1 billion naira on a monthly basis, I will still have what to do with money. That will still make me want to earn what? Even more. So, when you were earning 20,000 naira, your prayer was like, if they can just increase my salary to 50 or to 35, they increase it there, what happened? You got to 50, what happened? You change your taste for dress. I'm not thinking myself. You started using some street language. I'm not thinking myself. I have to take care of myself. I cannot feed that for personal. You forgot it. You were surviving with 20K clean. I'm not owing anybody. Now that is 50K, you are supposed to like removing at least 10. It's 10, 20% of the maybe 10K and keep it somewhere untouched. If you live in a house, you are paying 200,000 naira annually. What stops you from having an account called rental account, where you put money on a monthly basis? Check out how much you earn on a monthly basis, break it down, and know how much to put into what? Into rental accounts. It's like pregnancy. It's stupidity for a man to be disturbing the church member, disturbing everybody that around him, just because the wife is in the hospital. When your wife was pregnant, it was enough time to rehearse, to plan 9 good months. Now in that 9 months, you knew a woman can only give birth through 2 major means. Either the natural means or what they call the other one? Through 2 CS. You knew that there's no, we live in an environment where we deceive ourselves with prayers. I don't have problem you having faith. I live by faith. But at least have this in the back of your mind. It will happen the natural way, and that means the cost is going to be almost nothing. Or this must go through, and you have to now find out what is the probability. Is that expectation of evil? No. It's good expectation. You don't want insult for your family. You don't want insult for, I don't want to disturb anybody's life. That's how you're having that expectation of good. And you are trusting God that He should give birth naturally. But whatever it is, CS shouldn't be like an abomination. Come on. God forbid the child happens to die in the womb. They will still do something like that and remove the child. So what's the big deal? So learn these things. I understand the time factor you have is a good preparation. Nobody should get a time of paying for house rent or paying for. It should not become like an accident. It's not accidental. Annual rent should not be accidental. Pregnancy period should not be what? The delivery should not be what? Accidental. You had enough time to plan for it. It's because you were eating everything that came to you. Whatever it is, you survive. You'll be breathing, you have clothes. You even bought new clothes. How come you didn't put something on one side for that purpose? So, savings gives what? It's a start of leverage. It gives you leverage. Leverage in everything. You have an idea to start a business. The idea is 1 million. You don't have 1 million. Where is your own startup? You just want people to give you 1 million. By the time you meet a person like me, I'm going to ask you, okay, fine, how much do you have? Because that's what it's going to show to me. You're actually serious with the business. Because money, I don't know how to describe money. Money shocks more than anything. It gets to your hand, it becomes like wind. The Bible says it has wings. It flies. You'll be so shocked how your taste changes overnight. The taste you are subduing now is because of you don't have the money to entertain it. You understand that? You don't have the money to do that. I would have preferred to be holding my weekly meeting at Marriott Hotel or Radisson or Sheraton, but I'm doing what? My program. Because of what? Of cost. So you subdue it for the meantime until you're able to get to that. So money, saving what? Is a leverage. Now income is what brings about your income. So whatever you're earning at the end of the month, that is your income. Understand that, appreciate it, work with it, plan with it. Reduce your appetite. Try to graduate it to cash flow. Very important. And of course, the third one is what? Assets. Now, in the last 2 years, for example, I was aggressive in acquiring what? A lot of property assets, landed assets, and all of that. And I remember I was telling somebody that the last 2 years I focused on what? Acquiring what? Assets. I mean fixed assets in properties and in landed properties. Now, I want to turn them in the next 1 or 2 years. I want to make them what? A cash producing what? Assets. Because just because you have a landed property does not mean that you are not rich. You are only rich in what we call capital gains. Alright? It's what we call capital gains. Capital gains. This one simply means you have a property that you bought at 20 million, you decided to sell at 25 million, 30 million, then whatever be the profit from that is capital gain. It has not answered this one. Cash flow. You can still be broke with that. Except you are able to take the money and do something that takes you what? Into what? Cash flow. So you have asset, it's not enough. You must graduate that asset to what? Become what? Cash producing what? Asset. If your net worth must be in place. And of course the final one what? Investment. I said we start which? As it's a must for financial wealth or freedom. If the financial freedom must be guaranteed, investment is very vital. And what to that is why we are here, for example, to learn what? Investment. Once it's not there, you don't learn investment, you'll be praying for money tonight and nothing will change. You'll be so buoyant in the spirit. You'll be so robust. You literally speak. They say, oh, the gods are speaking. Or the gods have spoken. Are you seeing that? Because they all have their own benefits. You go to the mountain to pray, that benefit is there, sure. In your spiritual muscle, you'll be strong. But it will not change to money. Are we together? Yeah. It will change to cash. And the earlier you learn that, tell yourself the truth, the better for you. Do you know your savings too can give you the leverage for both startup and security and for bank facility. It can help you to secure bank facility. When they track your record of how you be saving, you are paying into the account and all of that, and you now need just a little facility to start up that business. I talk about somebody started a business with 1 million, and he has been saving from his salary of small, and probably they have seen the graduation that this person has been able to save 500 or 600. They don't have problem giving you 1 million because they could see the diligence that has happened in the last 1 year of your dealings. So savings gives you what? A leverage on the startup, and secures what? Helps to secure bank's facility for you to do your business. So very, very important. Okay, final submission. We no longer have this one yet. Ready to this thing we did today. So please write this thing down as the final submission. Number 1, write it down. I've always thought on this. Don't ever you put everything on your head. Those that think on paper think better. Bishop Oliver taught me. Those who think on paper, they think what? Better. Don't you come to my meeting without the writing material, for example. It's an error. We are not joking here. These are well researched, or you think what we just did this morning is nothing? I can organize a master class and make you to pay 50,000 to teach you the same thing. I hope you know. But that's what people pay attention to. That's why they say those who pay attention. Yeah? Everyone who promised to be here this morning, if they have been charged and they are paid, you know they will be here. They will beat anything because they know if they are not going to be here, there's no other extra meeting for them. So those who pay what? Yeah. Pay attention. So write it down. Always don't be far. Don't let Barrow be far from you. You can see I have mine there. Okay. And number 2, practicing all this thing we just shared. Track it monthly. Don't let any month pass without knowing where you are in your finance. All right, because we're already in the middle of the year 2023. The first night in churches, you know how you prayed, and you were so full of hope. You were full of expectation, and you told yourself, by June, you don't have hope. June has come. Because you always see the language. It has not really changed. You are still living from hand to mouth, kind of. All the business you are doing has not really experienced exponential growth. Your team, nobody has joined, no new person. 5 good months. There is no progress. So track it what? Monthly. Don't be afraid of records. It helps you to not unnecessarily praise yourself in failure. That's what tracking does. If you are not tracking, you won't even know whether you are growing or you are not growing, and you think you are the same. You are never the same. It's either you are moving back or you are moving forward. That's how this world is created. No, this world is not created in a way where you can remain neutral. You are not supposed to be neutral. It's either you are making progress or you are moving backward. That's where the world is created. So track your record. It did the same fear that would not allow us to go to hospital for checkup. It's the same fear that will not allow us to track our finance, our advancements. A white person said the difference between they and we, the black, is that they walk down to the hospital for checkup, and the black man is carried to the hospital for checkup. And you know that's true to a large extent. We don't want to be told that something is wrong with us. We don't want to be in our awareness. So we wait to be crushed, and they literally carry your body to the same hospital you have been avoiding over a long time. So you don't want anything to make you feel that you are not doing well. That is the reason you don't want to track what? Your financial records. But if you will learn how to track it, come on, what is even wrong? Today is first. What comes to my hand today, write it down. Get home. How much do you make? How much you spend? Just do it. It will help you. Imagine now, all of you transported to this place. We know the fare came. I know that's what affecting that meeting. I know that it's really short. Some people couldn't come because of this. Those of you that came, please clap for yourself. You really don't want. Thank you so much. That's a lot of price. You just paid a lot of price. I'm aware of the transport challenges and all of that. Now, whatever you spend today, just try to track it. The money you spend on transportation, on food, and even if you have prepared your food, maybe it's in the fridge, just apportion it that, okay, this food I'm eating, how much would have cost me in the restaurant? This 500, 1,000, write it down. Today's feeding, but at least that is in the evening. But if you write it then, maybe while you are even here, so that you don't forget. You pay transport to this place, I spend the 500, just put it down. By the time you get back home, whatever it costs you, add it to it. Then the night before you go to bed, have a place to just put it down, okay, this is what this one cost me. Continue tomorrow. At the end of the month, you'll be so shocked how much actually came into your hand that you're not aware of. You thought you were broke, but you didn't know you were so rich for so much money that's come to your hand at the end of the month. But the expenditure definitely was still far bigger than the income. Are you getting that? So that will not make you to now wake up that, I need to do something about my cash flow. My income. If my expenditure is still very high, it's even like 3 times of what I kept or what I made, then I need to do something about that. Because if at the end of the day you are spending, let's say 2,000 naira, and nothing came into your pocket today as fresh money, you already know you are in the negative. You're in the negative as a person. So don't just point at the finger to your country that they are borrowing, they are doing this one, they are not producing, or whatever. You too, what is producing in your life? Find out too. You know, this is personal tracking. Nobody's going to mind, so you don't need to even be ashamed of it because you are not going to show it to anybody. All right, but it will have helped you to wake up a lot of things, and of course, put up a goal. You know this, no matter how you play good football, if there's no goal post, there's not going to be scoring. And if there's no scoring, there's not going to be celebration, and there's not going to be accomplishment. There's not going to be fulfillment if there is no what? It is called. Now for the last one, private. Don't just put these things down, what? Private. Run it. Run it and get the best out of it. I beg you. Don't just nothing actually changed on its own. Behind every move, there is a mover. So don't you think things will just change on its own? What is the difference between me and you? The major difference is that when you meet with the prospect, the first thing you tell the prospect that there's an online business I want you to join. And you know that statement alone has already watered down what you're talking about. There's an online business. Number one, you know. Number two, you know the online business the way it is in people's head. They believe it's a place you lose money.
Yes.
Like, good money must go. There's scam and all of that. Now you are coming again to say there's one online or there's something I want to share with you. You're already killing the business before you get started. What about I come to you now and say also that, oh, what do? I'm an investor. I invest with blockchain tech companies. Does that not sound even much professional? That line alone will sit you up. Blockchain tech companies. Tell me more about this. So it's not that I joined one online business. No, they are real companies. It's like investing in Tesla, investing with Apple company, investing with Microsoft. Are we together? Yes. So you see what we stand for. That we do what? This thing is okay. It's more on the word than this. But okay, you see that? Education tech, that means education is also a technology. The banga soup your mother is making in the kitchen is a tech. You need to understand these things. So don't let the word tech be to scare you, so that you know what you're talking about. So it's not only things that are online that are what? That are tech. Everything is a tech. Alright, you see? Blockchain tech, health tech. And of course, this company, Safia Global, occupies 147th floor in this very building you are seeing the picture. This is what we call Burj Khalifa. So we are investors with tech companies powered by blockchain. And that is better life. And I invest with tech companies. I'm an investor with tech companies. Which tech company? Then you begin to explain. This is the company, the Safia company that happens to be a distribution company of blockchain products. Oh, what are these products? Then you begin to break it down. Now here are the products. Here are the different companies in partnership with Safia, in partnership with Zenith, who owns the blockchain that every other company is actually building on. So we have the first one there, which is our latest at the moment, the T-Drone. I will not be surprised during this event we will introduce another company, because I now expect them almost all the time. As long as they are partnering with us, we are fine. We have the T-Drone, we have the Tupa, we have the Regardless, we have the CD, and all of that. Now, some people felt that they didn't do much talk in this area last time, so let's do something there now. Now, for example, the T-Drone, for those of you who are basically investors, who don't have, who might not be very good in networking, T-Drone is still meeting 100% capacity. The meeting capacity is still 100% because it's our baby right now. What that simply means, for somebody that is investing 1,298 euro, equivalent of 1,103,300 naira, will be meeting 100 coins on daily basis, 100 tokens, 100 T-Drone tokens on a daily basis. You know what that one is, that's why you repeated it.
Sorry, which one is T-Drone? The first one?
The first one, like T-Drone. T-Drone is a robot, what do you call it? It's a drone company, a cargo drone that's able to move documents across nations and cities.
Sorry, is that drone?
D-R-O-N? Yes, D-R-O-N-E, drone. Alright? So this one is still cargo drones to move documents around the world and around cities. Okay, now we have the privilege to earn or to hold their tokens or their shares, as it were. Alright? If the company was not a blockchain powered company, then it would have been shares that they would be selling. So we are selling shares of our company, and that is what a lot of us are acquainted with. Are we together? Yeah. But in this format, because it's a blockchain powered protocol, then is what? Tokens or coins. Now, all of us already know, or those of us who have been here, when a coin is quoted on its native blockchain, it's called what? Coins. But when it's on the rental blockchain, it becomes what? Tokens. So don't get it twisted. When you see me talking between tokens and coins, they still mean the same thing. In another way that I normally break it down is, you in Lagos, madam, you are probably living somebody's house as a tenant, but if we go to your town, you probably own your own house as a landlady. Are we together? Yes. But whether you are in your village or in Lagos, it's still the same you. It's still the same one person with the same level of quality and all the things that makes up you. Alright? So whether it's called coin or it's called token, it's worth the same value in the marketplace.
And in 2013, somebody also also introduced me to crypto. That was my first time when I ventured into the online space, and I discovered how easy it was for me to make money than hawking products. And since that day to today, I learned how to work smart rather than working hard. If working hard was paying as much as the energy put in working hard, I think all these truck pushers, all these farmers, all these people that do hard labor would have been the richest. Am I communicating?
Yes, sir.
But in life, I discovered that it's not about working hard. It's about what? Working smart. So since I knew that, I have been doing everything possible to impact lives, to share my story for people who care to listen. Right? So I started the online space. But I was so, when you discover something new, you want to do it with all enthusiasm, right? Yeah. I launched in without even looking at whether there is a pothole or there are some obstacles on the way. But along the line, I learned a lot of how it can't work, right? Like Thomas Edison said, when he was asked how many times he failed in trying to create electric bulbs, what was his reply, if anybody knows? Did he say he failed? No. He said what? He learned how to do it. Eh? Somebody is not answering me. No. He learned how it couldn't work. He learned more ways how it couldn't work, not like he failed. So in the experience I've had so far, I had learned many different ways how it couldn't work. I didn't fail, but in some ways it was failure. There are some kind of things that you pass through, you say, had I known. Or I can't lie to you, on a platform I lost over 500 million, and I made that money through the online too. And I saw like, this is going to give me more money, I was just pumping it back until the day I woke up and the system was saying 404. And that was when I realized there are some ways it couldn't work. So we are talking based on experience. And before the COVID-19, I had discovered also a talent I had in me, which is speaking. I used to be very shy, right? Very, very shy. In a hall like this, I'll always be at the extreme, and I will always be hiding my head so they don't mistakenly say, please, can you stand up? But since I discovered that anytime I open my mouth and speak, money enters my pocket, what happened? I became a parrot automatically. I talk to who cares to listen. And anytime I enter even a bus, a flight, wherever I am, I always like to sit beside somebody so I will have time to discuss, and before you know, I've already started talking about the opportunities I can share with them. So along the line, I made a lot of business partners, both locally and internationally. And when they discovered my talent too of teaching, I was invited abroad, all expenses paid, to tour many countries to teach people. Both the Oyibo, they had to learn from me, from the little knowledge I've acquired with time. So I found out now that I could also do motivational talks. So I was also traveling as motivational speaker. People pay to attend my events abroad. And the good news is that everybody who cared to listen and take action, many of them are making money today. I have one of my event planner in Philippines. He's a Filipino. He organized some of my events in the Philippines. And as an organizer, they always stay outside, or they just hang around to see that the hall is okay, people are just like ushers. But while he was there, he was also listening. And there was something I said, I can't even remember what I said, but there was a time he sponsored my trip to Tanzania. And on getting there, he told me, do you know this is part of fruit of your teachings? I listened to you during one of those your events, And there was something you said that I practiced it, and today my life has completely changed. He's now a millionaire in dollar. He has bought properties in Dubai, but this is somebody that used to do little event for $100, $200 for a living. So anybody can learn. Even somebody that is just hanging out there can pick something from what is being taught, take it serious, and their lives change. So your coming here is not in vain. You're sacrificing your time to come. Please pay attention to whatever is being taught. Look at where you can fit in. And no matter how little it is, take that bold step, jump in, take a share of whatever is being presented as opportunity, and follow instruction and see if A is doing it and succeeding and you do it the same way, there is no how you will not communicate the same result. Am I communicating? So this is the only way up and steadily up, is to take action and walk towards it. The story is too long. I don't want to go into full details, but your income is based on what you decide to do. Nobody can force you unless you are thirsty. If you are very, very thirsty and hungry, you will definitely get it. You will definitely get it. And among these opportunities that I came across, because of past failures, because of past experience of a lot of failures, or coming across a lot of wrong companies, it gave us the experience or that lesson to know how to identify good ones when we come across. And when I came across this opportunity called Zenith Safi, that was 2 years ago plus. It's over 2 years now that I joined, and I knew exactly this was that opportunity. For as many that are willing to have a long-term business, a lot of people that started with us, they've left the business, they jumped to other platforms, and they are all coming back. Do you know why? Most of those platforms they jumped into, they are nowhere to be found today. But when we tell them out of experience, please stay here. This place is a good place. At times, somebody will not know the value of what he or she has until that value is gone, until that thing is taken from that person. So a lot of them left, but they are all coming back. Because what? They've realized now that, indeed, this company is a great one. To my very little humble beginning with this company, for the past 2 years plus, I have a little community in my team of about 12,000 members. And I only started by doing what? By posting it on my social media platform, because most of the team members I've worked with in previous companies, when I shared the opportunity with them, they were just like, no, they have something more better. So I discovered the best thing is to start building from afresh. Where do I get these new people? I can categorically tell you that your friends, your closest people, your family members will be the first people to tell you that this thing is not good, it will not work. And they are the people that can easily bring you are venturing in something very good, and they will be the ones to tell you how unsuccessful you will be in this thing. They will discourage you, and if you are the type that is listening and accepting, are they the ones paying your bills? Right. So if they tell you it can't work, this is what I do. If somebody tells me this thing cannot work, I will do it in such a way that it must work, and I will prove that person wrong. So what I did is I ventured online. I started creating new friends. I'm just giving you some little secrets of how I do it. And if you do it the same way, you can get the same result. You might not be a social media person, but start learning. Start learning how to do it. What I did, some of my little secrets, I went to all these business groups on Facebook, right? If you go to Facebook, just do search. Port Harcourt business people, Ibadan Business Association, you will just go and add yourself to that. They will admit you in it's business groups. Then start looking at people that are very active in those groups, who are very business-minded people, posting all the time, updating. Make friends with such people. Those are the people you need if you want to grow in business. Make friends with business people. People that seek opportunities, that like opportunities. That is how I started building my social media page. Filled with people of like minds. I started deleting all those family and friends that are always discouraging me, not adding value to my life. I started deleting them from my, from my contacts. Okay, if you miss me, call me and we say hello and we greet. But anybody that is not going my direction, I started. There's a time you yourself, you will sit and you start thinking, what are these people adding to my life? Start deleting them. Start adding contacts that will help you. Then by the time you post something, because they are your friends, they will see it. And that was how I posted. One of my biggest team in Zenith Safi today has about 8,000 team members. And I've never met this person. It was from my post on social media. And this person was my friend in one of the French countries, because I also search in different countries, business groups. I add myself, both French and English. So that was how I built my international forum and locally. So I made friends around the world. As I posted that Zenith Safi that time, it's only one sentence I posted. What if I teach you how to be manufacturing your own cryptocurrency, withdraw to cash and spend? Will you be interested? Come and see my inbox. Come and see my inbox. This is a sales pitch. You can use it for this very business. It will work. So the person contacted me inbox, and he's a priest. He's somewhere in is it Congo? He contacted me that, please tell me more about this business, and I told him he just bought 400 euro pack. And he told his younger brother, I say he's a priest, he doesn't have time for marketing, but he wants me to groom his younger brother. His younger brother too is not a marketer. Immediately I told the younger brother about it. I said, do you know anybody that is into network marketing? He said yes. Before I knew it, he brought me one person. And when I spoke with the person, today the person is one of my biggest leaders in my team. I have never met any of them. But through this creating friends on social media, I was able to come across these people. These are not of my family members. These are not all the close friends that will not add meaning to my life. These are total strangers. And your wealth lies in the hands of total strangers. And the same thing continued with the other team members I got. It was when some of my friends and close people started hearing my ranks, I was hitting ranks, I was advancing. They now came to me that, what is that business? I said, it's the same business I've told you about before, and you say it can't work. And it's working. Some of them say, okay, let me try. They just put small money and they go and sleep. And they are expecting me to be getting downlines for them, because you can imagine, you are a leader, you have to give me downline. What mentality? If I have to rely on my own upline, I will never get something. Are you getting my point? So these are part of the things you can do. Get new people. Speak to people, total strangers you meet on the road. You can create friends with them, and then after you start talking business, and then before you know it, your life will change. So briefly, that is how I got to where I am today, and I believe anybody can do it if I could do it. So I want to invite our ambassador on stage to come and present our business to us for the day, and thank you for the opportunity. I appreciate it.
Thank you so much. We have done training here one time. We talk to what? Talk to who?
Strangers.
See, I do have students here. Talk to who what?
Strangers.
You know, we grew up in a society where we were strongly warned to avoid what? Strangers. I hope you know that. We were growing up as a baby and you were being told, don't talk to strangers so that you don't get kidnapped. Like where we grew up, tell you about Bomo and all of that. I don't know whether your village, they also have Bomo, they do, you know. And so you can imagine growing up with that mentality, and you avoid somebody that is not familiar with you, and you know what that results to. And even the irony of it, or the most disappointing part of it, is that when you start your business, the very close, you know, your families or friends are the least person to join the business. So if they are the least person to join your business, so how do you make progress when you cannot talk to strangers? So you see some of you complain of some of us that post on Facebook that we are posting too much. Oh, you are eating, you are posting. You are the toilet, you are posting. Can you see your life? Just imagine where you are for not posting now. See how broke you can be. Yet all the celebrities you are following, you know when they will be live. Hey, can you see your live? You know when they will be live on Facebook. You are not live, but they are live. So who gets the money? They get the money. Because you were raised not to talk to strangers. You have made it a philosophy, and you have bought the idea, and you have settled your spirit, and you don't talk to strangers. Because of that, see where your life is. And the people that encourage you not to talk to strangers will not buy your book, even if you author one. They say, that was not right book. The hunger don't reach that level, the book you write now. You see, they don't believe you have anything to put down. So you bring business, they say, after you don't steal it, but they they just find a way to talk you down. And you know when people talk you down over and over again, it weakens your self-confidence. And if you dwell in poverty for too long, that's exactly what happens. It breaks you down. You no longer have confidence. You talk and be scratching your head all the time. You can't even look straight to people's eyes and talk to them any longer. And you know when an older man begins to greet small boy first, it's because of too much poverty. You don't know? When older man begins to greet you first, then you know poverty. So please, we can bail ourselves out of all of those nonsense and all of that. And if you're here, you're already doing well, praise the Lord. So what you can do, we are here to add to that wealth. So that's why we're here. Are we good to go?
Yes, sir.
Hey, I'm not feeling the vibes. What is the matter here? Are you catching COVID? What they see?
No.
We have to wait for them to fix this AC. That is actually why we started late. By now we should have been running up. We don't do Africa time here, but when we came, this was hard, and they needed to fix it. I'll go straight to the presentation. I told you we'll not be doing it here, but we did something last week. I don't know. We used to meet every Thursday. We just started meeting again here. We're resuming our Saturday meeting today here. So we have affected some people mindset on the here. We did something that we have loved to break mind to. Now, when I started with saying that somebody wanted to rich and he went to a millionaire to talk to the millionaire about getting rich. And of course, okay, I think it was something like this, okay? About getting rich. And the millionaire was actually discussing other areas that actually is the true definition of wealth. But this woman kept asking questions on money. At this point, sorry. He kept asking questions on money, and and the millionaire took knowledge of that, and I told the guy, that's not actually money that is the main problem. So if you're when you're drowning, what do you think is the best thing or your greatest desire if you're drowning in water? He said, of course, air. He said, okay, so there are other things that are actually more important than money. If they're in place, it comes to your what? Your total net worth. Are we together? So we did that last week, and we actually talked understanding your net worth. So subscribe to my YouTube. How many of you here who have not subscribed to my YouTube? I want to be catching up people that don't want me to make money. All my enemies in the house. You don't want to raise up your hand. Then we subscribe to Ambassador Live's YouTube, please. Do that. I need to hit 2,000 when we want to be making money from YouTube too. Now, we have this. Look at these quadrants. I put up a quadrant here. It was the last week training. This is dollar, signified currency. Are we here together? Yeah. Now we have what? Health. How many of you know health is wealth? There's one local musician in our place from Benin. I love a particular music track of his. He said he was praying to God, may God not let sickness enter his body. He said because when sickness stays in your body, he said now 50-50. And if you see this so passionate, even if you don't understand Benin, you will feel it. That is Akobe and they call him. He said 50-50. That is because this is so vital. So most of the time when we say money, also understand this thing can be there. Hey, you are wealthy. Are we together? So don't overflow this thing and not actually take care of this. How many of you do work out here? Whether in your compound or God bless you, sir. It is well. Why would you be wealthy? What's the name, sir?
George.
George. He's probably almost around the room, apart from Automatis, about the oldest person here. The young people, I know they do exercise. Okay, now take care of your health. It's very important. Mr. George, please clap for Mr. George. Very important. So learn those skills. The person we're talking about here, I'm saying she used to be shy. Now she is a parrot, and the parrot is bringing money. And you know what? She's very close to becoming what? A diamond rank leader in this thing. Yeah, she's already, you know, Black Sapphire. I think with less than 100,000 sales volume, she'll be what? A diamond. And how much is a diamond you get? How much is that?
40,000
40,000 naira, 40,000 what?
euros.
How much is that? That's over 30 million naira. Hit you, boom. You know, there's some money that hit you, you will be praying for you. In fact, I can say you go make her. At least my village people. Village people love you. Just carry better money, hit them. They will change their mouths. So we even gossip to you. That you know that uncle thought that day. I better let you go make her. So that's the area we are going. I saw a man in my village telling witches and wizards to stop praying for him about money. They should pray for him about long life in the village. And he was not born again at the time we knew him. They call him no job, that's my middle name, it's the man's name. You see why I must be wealthy. He told all the he used to bring a cow. Cow that can be like, how many people they buy cow? Not like that, but young boys buy cow. So when there is festive period, he will distribute cow. I think it was even 2 cow. He will put one for this particular province, carry another one to the other province. That alone, the old men will gather to gather that and share it. They will be praying. The pocket you bring it will not run dry. They mark the time to them say, hey, stop this one. The investment I have done. Not even all of them can do anything about it. He said, only pray for me for long life. Person was telling me chat and reason. You now cannot travel home with a Corolla. Because you are afraid they will eat you. Can't you see the different mentality? Carry something good, go hit them. They will be praying for you. Are we together? Let's get him right. And there was another man which my cousin here told me, and of course we all knew about the man. Have filling station over this country?
No.
You love it? They say they caught somebody on witchcraft, you know, those village things that is confessing. And part of the confession that Mr. Jordan, that this is a billionaire, that he has already thrown away the man's money in the coven. So when the man heard, the man asked them, which of the wealth the little one had thrown away? Is it the one in London? The investment in London, or is the investment in Lagos? Or the one in Benin? He was trying to know which one of them. See, we need to get your brain correct. These were even natural men, they were not born again. The man was so sure of his investment. He said, give him food to eat, he's hungry. No sleep again. You go get a prophet, you will not declare all nights. Instead of to sleep 2 a.m., you'll be awake because your enemies are awake, you can't be awake, you can't be sleeping. Now, how do you now interpret that scripture that he giveth his beloved what? Good sleep. Not just sleep, I said good sleep. And you wake up to him thinking you are being spiritual. You are just too empty. Very, very empty. These were natural men saying, forget it. You say, which one? Somebody is hungry now, saying, I catch up on which they confess. Me and him, they go home. We try to wait. Some of you are declared 40 days fasting until you die in the fasting. So please get the right mentality when it comes to money. Are we together? You can be wealthy. And the first more time millionaire in my family, there has never been one before me up till now. Now me go see if they produce the other millionaire. Nobody has ever built upstairs. All of the best they built is bungalow. What are you talking about? So I come from the same. Okay, let me shock you. Jesus Christ came from a background just like you that was so messed up. To the extent when they say, come and see the material, I say, come. Can anything good come from what? Nazareth. Oh, let me give you a little bit story of Nazareth. Nazareth is where that guy comes from. They call it Samson, who died prematurely. So they have record of a premature death in Jesus' village. Don't believe you get problem. So when they heard about this, they leave those people. It's like, who are these people? You put them with left hand. That was where Jesus Christ come from, that kind of background. You want to trace out to Jesse, you want to trace out to David, they are share what kind of people. Wait till you be your own evil. So wake up and move and become wealthy. Are we together? Wake up. And stop all those nonsense excuses. Who doesn't have background issues? Is that the reason your car should be on the ground? Never. Because of your background? Who doesn't have? None of us was born in heaven. We were all born here. We were all born into idols. All of us. If you were not born directly, your great grandfather was into idols. Abraham was into idols. So what is the problem now? As the dog went, they say they feel it. The dog another one, they feel it. They left him alone. You should get to that level where the witch can say, no, we leave him alone. This one, he don't let it go. Are we together? Move! Voices is equals to what? Influence. Voices equals to influence. The reason you don't have money, you don't have influence. Why you don't have influence, you don't have voices. When your voices should be heard in the high place, the Lord said, whatever I say to you in the secret, go to the top of the mountain and make it known. You are not making your voice known. Who will patronize you? Everything Kosovo. When will there be Kosovo? There will be Kosovo for as long as it could be, because your voice is not coming to the mountain top. You are not following the laws of God that produce wealth. He said, what I said to you in the secret, climb the mountain, make it known, echo it. Facebook and not taking there. They are what are they doing there? They should even leave it. That is the new world. How many people do we have in our world? 8 billion. You have no less than 4 billion in one place. You are criticizing that kind of platform. You are criticizing a platform that has become a universe. It has become an entity of its own. You are talking it down because of your poor mindset. And yet the young man can buy Dangote, almighty Dangote can buy and give and change. For only just that one business platform called Facebook. So I beg you, talk to strangers. Learn how to lend your voices. And also said, you see, in the world of metaverse, visibility is equal to what? Money. You are not visible. How will you get money? They don't even know. Remember we have got joke here before. Ashawo when no wear short skirt. Now how guy go to sleep? They know the babali got to do one. The person won't carry you, won't see what you carry. It's called what? Visibility. They do it better than you. I've also taught in this place before how to market like a prostitute. Learn it. Be flexible. They know better than you. You see them stand on the road, they will never stop keke. To fear kwa. Say, they don't follow me for video. They go back. No. Let range become your G-Wagon, they change the style. Yeah, that's the guy coming. If Rose Rice is coming, they change. If you refuse to see them, they literally stumble. I see something fall. You want to be a gentleman, you stop. Oh, so sorry, I'm not. You look into your eye, then you then you withdraw and say, okay, okay, let me have to cut out with talk. It's not finished, don't catch you. It's called marketing like a Casanova, marketing like a prostitute. Learn them. It's a skill. The lala. He taught something into something dead. Put the head on the lap. Your own, you pray. When your husband talk to you, go fight and go fight in church. The lala put the man here and got what she was looking for. Learn them. They're all skills. Learn the skills. Learn skills of business. Professionalism is equal to what? Productivity. Don't be telling people, come and hear something. There's something I want to share. What is something? It's a business. Talk like a professional. Don't tell people that I want to share something. What is something? There is a business changing lives. Would you be interested? You heard the script. I posted something already today. Money machine. Do you want to have a meeting machine that produces money? Okay, be our webinar, which is 5 p.m. For ASCA webinar tonight, this evening. Same thing we are doing here. Are we together? Yeah. Be angry, no. If you are not angry, poverty is the most stubborn demon I've ever seen. No. Poverty. If you don't react, it will be with you for a long time. You'll be a good Christian, there's no problem. Or you go to heaven, no problem. But you just die poor for nothing. And I've also said that God didn't create what? Scarcity. Scarcity is the invention of man. The men do it to separate you, to define you. That's why you have GROA. Understand when they are speaking to you. They push you to the gutter. And that's when you can actually afford the house. It's to show status. So that you can know where you belong, where this other one belongs. Are you seeing that now? So they refuse to develop forests and pack all of us in one place. And we are complaining of traffic. If we extend the Keja to Mowe, and there's going to be traffic here? No. Everything is done in that side now. The traffic that goes through will not be here. But yet, that is how we define all of these things. Please be in a hurry and get this thing. Always understand visibility what? It equals to what? Money. So I say visibility is more important than ability. Please write it down. You don't need to know too much. Just be visible. Let people see you. Let people see what you do. Even they tell you your company, they don't even know whether you're a tailor. They are bringing, carrying the clothes to go give to somebody in a village, but far away from where you live. Because you are not visible. I don't want to stop all these people. And they have witchcraft. If witchcraft is not patronizing you, wizard is not patronizing you, who is patronizing you? Hello, who is buying it? Tell me who is buying the whatever you are selling. Yeah? Cost. There are some people you sit down with Mr. George. The cost going on. That's why you can't see a wedding man. His phone ringing out. It's only your own that is disturbing meeting. They're even begging you off your this thing. Put it in this thing. You know why? Because you are so broke. You are expecting one coin a day. Those who are wealthy, the cost come, in such a quick succession that they can't afford to put a ring to them. So your cost equals to your wealth. How many people are calling in a day? Why are you not getting calls? You are the only one that is calling people that are not they look for me. It's because you are so broke. When you are truly busy, the calls that come to your phone on a daily basis, the phone will be hot. If your battery does not run down twice a day, sir, you are not busy in your business. Write it down. If your phone battery does not run down twice a day, you are not busy in your business. So nobody is calling you. You are not doing business without your phone. You should not be using an Android phone and iPhone phone. You should be using what? Nokia 3310. Because there is no need. So you can stay for 1 week and no runs down. No need. No, it's time to be very serious. Too much play. No. Voices is equals to what? Money. Calls. Rich people, you see, maybe they can have 3, 4 and have one for job business. They separate ones. Maybe weekend they shut it down completely. So that they can even enjoy their life with their family. Understand? So all of these things is what actually result to the real currency we are talking. But when you don't understand this thing, you just focus on here. I don't have money. You won't have because you are not minding these things. These things cannot be bought. There are attitudes you must create and practice them. People always are you not bored? Only you can say, "Oh, I'm too busy. Too busy now." You can even visit in my house. I'm still on my laptop busy. That if you don't understand, you'll be angry. I've given people appointments so many times. Okay, let's meet, let's have a dinner. I will cancel it. So I'm sorry that I didn't know that something to do will come up. Okay, next time. We'll be begging to have an appointment, not to have dinner. So please, let's get serious. Now, your money what? Quadrant. It continues. Savings help you to have a Nigeria. We don't save, that's the problem. I mean Nigeria as a nation, that the government. You know, this was one thing that Obi did when he became Anambra governor. He started saving. He said, as a state, we must what? We must save. Because the Bible says that for everyone that eats everything that comes to his end, is what? Is a fool. So don't tell me that the salary you are earning is not even enough. As long as at the end of the day, 2,000 cannot even be saved from it in a place where you don't touch, that should give you leverage in startup of your life. Whatever you have an idea want to do, the Bible says you are foolish. Let me tell you, whatever you earn, if they are paying you 30,000, the day they raise it to 50, your lifestyle will also come to that. I hope you know that is economics. It comes to that. So don't tell me I cannot save now. Even if they pay you 100, you won't be able to save because you have not mastered the attitude. It's an attitude you must master and let it become part of you. That's what will create your wealth. So that when opportunity like this come, there will be where to tap into to take advantage of the opportunity. Because money rests what? In opportunity. Are we together? Money is not in other way. It's not in the church, it's not at the altar. Go kneel down there. You'll be very rich in the spirit too, no problem. But you'll be so broke that when you are the oldest person in the unit, but when they want to make chairman of the unit, they will not point to you. They don't want to be a stress to your life. You'll be complaining. But I was here before Mr. Charles. But Mr. Charles, they are promoting. They don't want to stress your life. If they are doing building committee, they won't make you chairman because, listen, if you live in a company and they are contributing money, there are two things I want to watch out for. Number one, if they are contributing money for the company to fix something and you are the last to pay, you don't see the problem there. You are the last to pay in the company. Problem there. Number two, if all the money is gathered in your hand, there's also problem. Now you know the busy for inside. You are not that collect the money. Those other ones, somebody, I'm coming, they don't drop it for you. You are doing it. My brother once met somebody at Atlanta. He was giving testimony. I've been in this house for 17 years. I'm not giving my landlord trouble. Was it 28 years? I'm not giving my landlord trouble. Ask me where he was living. Face me and fight him.
28 years.
I'm not giving my landlord trouble. You know, people get testimony that I slap her. First man slap you. 28 years. I'm not giving my husband. No, to him now, he's such a nice guy. Very nice bro guy. Very bro. So please, get things right. Saving is very important. This is what is closer to income. If you don't have income, you can't even be talking about cash flow. Are we together? Then which other one we discuss? We discuss assets. Once money start coming here, please make sure you have assets too, especially immovable ones. Very important. Nigerian real estate is still very sweet and low. Is that we never reached a level of not talking about real estate. What do they call it when the stock market goes down? Crash, meltdown. No, we never reach that level for real estate in Nigeria at all. If you buy land today, you want to sell land in 6 months time, it doesn't increase in value. We don't come close at all. She was telling me about something on the island that is happening since Dangote commissioned that thing. He said the level of expatriates coming to that side is amazing. There was a building that somebody built, how many flats? I will try to make an inquiry of renting the place. The person said no, it's going to be for expatriate, and you must pay for 5 years in advance. And only to come back, I think a week after, was it 2 weeks after?
2 weeks after.
2 weeks after, I said, okay, let me even check this property. All of that has been taken. So, property business is still. So, after making money from digital asset, learn how to move some into physical asset. Very important. Very important. According to Pastor Martha Shimolo, we say real estate is the only estate that is real. That's the way he puts it. Real estate is the only what? It's the only estate that is real. So, you can't see any digital company that is not massive also in real estate. All the tech companies that you know, they all live in what? Offices in skyscrapers. They own it. Even here in Nigeria, you know they see forever living products. Those even the product network, Edmark, all of them. See their buildings there. So you are the only one who is not investing in your land. Can you see the problem? So asset, be mindful of what? Asset. I call it your money quadrant. These are the things that come together that makes you what wealthy. So with this one, which one they discuss which? We are too busy with what we are doing, but then investment. Hey, I left 10 years ago, and so what? The road you are traveling, people die every day. If Nigeria has a good record, fear will not even let you enter and say you are traveling. There is no day somebody does not die on Nigeria road. Are you aware of that? Mm-hmm. And you are still traveling. You are not afraid. You enter that in the complaint, 3,000 above sea level. If it drops from there to your tent to Israel, and you still fly, can you see how broke you are? You can take risk with your life, but you can't take risk with your money. Mm-hmm. That is the problem of a poor man. You see that? When it comes to real risk, rich people take risk with their money. Say the nonsense, go front. If you go down, let it go. If you walk that way, you become much richer. But the poor man, in no way. I will send money to person in Abuja and follow night bus. Not be that, I don't be that place. I've entered a bus those days from Kano to Lagos. I saw people standing. It shocked me to my foot for the first time. I saw people stood like the motorway from Kano to Lagos. You know how many hours trip? From Lagos. I don't think they still do it now. Then, night bus, they will stand. Imagine how your leg go inside your body for 12-15 hours journey. Somebody standing. Because doesn't want to pay the coffee money and sit down. He doesn't understand. Remember, we talk about health. That is wealth. So, when we talk about money, really also understand all these components that come together to make up that. Was that helpful?
Yes, sir.
I'm so sorry, I was so tempted. You know, I thought I was not going to do MBA, but I didn't know when I entered that place. This company has paid over 200 million euro in the last 2 years to partners. They are building the company to become $1 billion company. So it's not one online company that disappears 6 months or 3 months. Those of you are afraid of online because to you anything online is not real business. Listen to me. Bill Gates said some years ago, he wrote a book called Business at the Speed of Thought. And one of the chapters of that book was called Paperless Office. When I saw that many years ago, there was no even internet when he wrote that. I think before the internet became popular, when he wrote that book. Now, one of the things he said that there are going to be 2 kinds of business people. in the nearest future. Number one, those who do business online. Number two, I was expecting to say those who do business offline. But Bill Gates didn't say that. He said number two, those who are not in business. You get that? So if you don't have presence online, you are out. That's the meaning. You'll be out. Dangote just spent over $19 billion to build the refinery. But I can tell you there are small boys who can use $1 million to generate that same money online business. And you know before they made that 90 billion back, hey, you know how many years? It's not today. They need to cast like 20 years to say, okay, we have made the money back first. But I'm telling you, in an online business, somebody can put you $1 million and still make that same money in a year or 3 maximum. That 90 billion. That's why people like CZ are top, one of the richest people right now in the world. What about Mazukaban? They're top. So those who really have physical business are not moving at the pace that online will be moving. So it's either you are online or you are not in business. So I said this fact too. I was so shocked when my 6-year-old daughter was talking about, from nowhere she was just saying, when I got 1 million followers, I will have iPhone, what they call it, iPhone Pro Max 14. I was shocked. I was talking with the mom, we were not talking on the phone, she was just saying her own normal talk. The mom said, who told you Pro Max 14? So that's to let you know the work we live. You won't even know what they have access to, the information. 6, she now knows that followership is equal to money. But you know what we're talking about just now? Voice is equal to influence. Influence is equal to money. When you say that person is influential, the money comes with it. You don't know? So understand that now. So please, very important. The Savia Group International Limited provides its community with highly innovative hardware products and software solutions in different product categories like education tech, health tech, as well as blockchain tech. Savia does not offer any financial services such as crypto trading, arbitrage, coin selling and buying. We are not into buying and selling of coins. Understand that. See, understand how this thing works. 2007, 2008, a lot of you, either you or your uncle, your mom or your dad, lost a lot of money in shares in this country. Throughout this. You remember?
Yes.
So did you buy some shares that time? Okay. Your parents. Now a lot of us, because even that I was conducting, they will carry something. I lost on union homes. You know, they will carry the thing on the street and literally beg you to buy shares. You see, that is where those who are not well informed buy. And that's why all of us were victim of the thing. There's what we call internal investors. Now we lost all money, all of you lost money in the shares. But do you know there are people that share what they call shareholders' money every year in those banks? But you are not part of the shareholders. How come? Are we together?
Yeah.
So I want to show you the reason for that. The reason is because you actually invested in the food of the company instead of investing in the machine of the company or the business of the business, we call it. The business of what? Of the business. You are two different persons. Before the shares came out on the street, these ones have already taken their position. You were even inheriting this one because, and even when you did this thing, you didn't have what they call what certificates. I hope you know. And without this certificate, you cannot sell your shares, even if you see it on TV that has gone up what? In value. When you go to your broker, before they process it, the something would have come down. Those who invested in the business have their certificates, part of the deal. And their profit does not have what? An end, doesn't come to an end. Every year, they call them for meeting with good dinner, with buffet. They don't nobody calls for you. See, something changed my mentality many years ago. I was one in my gas office. As church people, we came to pray with him for birthday. You know, that is basically what church people do. But I've changed to become part of the church people that give gifts. That's why when you are doing your birthday now, and I'm aware, instead of just telling happy birthday, at least they drop your account details. Which one do you like after the prayer? You like the account details? And they'll send something to you. Now, We were there, we prayed for the man, we prayed with him already, and I sat down just a little bit. Then somehow, some beautiful people came with the guy and the beautiful ladies. We got hot skirts, to the and their knees. Well dressed, corporate, but looking really, really sharp. And they came with handbag to give to this Malcolm. So I was not wondering, who are these people? Because I literally know almost everybody around since I'm the one teaching in the business fellowship. Only to find out they were from Zenith Bank. Don't she go back? Bank, they sell handbag. I didn't know. You know what they did to me? They did to me and you. They send us 12 a.m. They send you message. Happy birthday. I'm happy. That devil is a bastard. I refuse to be broke. Tell yourself I refuse to be broke. I refuse to be broke. Then they say I'm back. I mean with honor. So there are a class of people. These people leave their comfort zone to come and meet. I didn't know. That was the first time I saw it. Oh, that thing changed my mentality. I will never be broke another day of my life. But I'm happy that you send me message. I'm people happy. Fans recognize me. I don't know send automated messages. Yeah. Because of the volume of transactions, sir, that people they come to meet. There are people they even give cash to. Cash you don't even need. They just doing that. Just tell you thank you for doing business with us. And you, my message sent to you like the way they were doing to me. They charge you for the message. Please, let's break this thing. We have an advantage. We are children born in due season. We have an advantage. We can break these things.